The Yankee and the Brit. Yes, Yankee and the Brit. One is a genius, the other's a twit. On the radio, the genes have been spliced. The Yankee and the Brit. Brit, Brit.
Sitting on your front porch swing with the Yankee and the Brit on the RTM Radio Network.
That's exactly what we're doing. Sitting on the old front porch swing over here.
With Jamie Meyer. How are you doing, Jamie?
I am pretty good. Hello from Nashville. A beautiful Nashville evening, I must say. How are you guys?
Nashville. Yes. Ooh, big time.
But I can say, though, to the listeners in Texas that I've been touring in Texas. I love Texas. I miss it. And so, yeah.
Well, come on home, son.
Oh, thank you. It's good to be back. It's good to be back without even being back.
That's the best kind of way to be, is away from everything, but still be there.
Exactly.
I hear a little bit of an accent. That sounds southern.
Wow. Well, usually people tells me it's a Swedish accent because I am from Sweden.
Yes.
And so I travel back and forth from Sweden and the U.S. and I've stayed in Nashville for since 2012. So and before that, I actually lived a couple of years in Austin. How about that?
Oh, now,
thank you.
Now thank you. You're welcome. Bravo. Yes,
thank you so much.
I do hear a little bit of it now that I've had a chance to listen to you. At first, it sounded kind of Louisianan, but I guess it's probably because the phone connection isn't the best either. But yeah, I hear a little bit.
Probably,
of it.
Yeah.
So obviously, you came to the United States when you were very young.
Well, my love affair with America started, in my early 20s. I went to Chicago in the middle of the winter, and everybody thought I was nuts. Why are you going to Chicago? It's like super cold, and there was snow up to my knees. But I was just so excited to get out. That's what happens with everybody. I think when you're young, you want to go somewhere else.
Absolutely.
Other than where you grew up. And so I wanted to explore the music scene, and so I did that in Chicago. And then from there, it's been ongoing with going back and forth to the States, ever since. So.
But it gets pretty dang cold in Sweden, doesn't it?
It does, yeah, which I sometimes like. I love the Four Seasons.
I do too. They sing some great songs.
But I remember there were some days when I was in Austin during the summer time, and it was just, I don't think I had any AC in the car, and it was just, so freaking hot. Very, very hot. But, man, I enjoy the seasons. Nashville is pretty warm right now, but it's better. It's been cooling off since mid-August. It's just miserable. Hot.
Yeah, it's nice
for a European ass like myself,
It's very nice around here right now. It's in the 80s, upper 80s, and get into the 90s this week again, which is rare for this time of year. We should be cooking, but it's very nice.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm enjoying the weather. It's nice to get outside in the morning and be able to sleep at night.
Yeah. I can't wait to get down there. I haven't been to Texas since 2009, I want to say. So it's been way too long.
Well, how old were you when you got started in music?
I think I was about 18, 19,
Now, you were over here?
No, that was in Sweden. Started playing school cafeterias, so no, it didn't happen until a couple years later when I went to Chicago doing my first trip, and so it kind of grew from there. And I went back. I've been back and forth since ever since.
What kind of music were you doing when you first started?
I was doing, I played a lot of like Swedish pop music, but Swedish singers singing in English.
Right.
I grew up with a lot of classic rock, man. My mom, she had just incredible. My mom used to be really cool and hip before she didn't have. Now her music taste is not that good anymore, to be honest. But she used to buy everything with Roy Orbison, Springsteen, Rod Stewart, and but if you had to go out to records when I was a kid, and we still had to go out to buy music in record stores, it was very hard to find country music. You would have to really seek out those places. And I remember I found at one point a Reba album and Garth Brooks, and which is so cool, because now I get to play with players that play in Garth Brooks' band and produced by guys like Jimmy Mattingly who plays fiddle in Garth Brooks' band. So it's just incredible how sometimes you come full circles like that in life.
Yes, tell us about performing with Lady Antebellum.
Well, also, country music, let me get this in here quick. Country music is not all that popular in Sweden, then?
Well, no, it doesn't attract like a football stadiums like it does here in America. When I was opening for Lady Antebellum in Europe on a couple of stops, there was one festival, I would say, there were 10,000 people in the crowd. But other than that, they played mid-sized venues. Can you believe that? And they're like they form stadiums here in America. And I know Brad Paisley and Carrie Underwood has been to Sweden and Norway, England, and it's just smaller. Lady Antebellum got lucky because they had that crossover hit, with Need You Now, and that's what brought them to Europe for a while there. I would guess, but people, it's just funny how it works.
So that puts us to Donna's question. Tell us about playing with those guys. How did you manage to get involved with that?
Well, that was very, very, very old school, actually, how I got that gig. I swear to God, I saw a poster. I was doing a solo tour in Norway, and I saw a poster on the street that Lady Antebellum's coming to Sweden and Norway. And so first thing comes to mind, I looked at the poster, who is bringing them here, the management company or whoever the production company is. And I just asked my dear assistant in Sweden that works with me on a daily basis, and I said, just send them a CD and call them and say, we want to open for Lady Antebellum. And you wouldn't think that there are stories like that anymore. And so we sent a CD to this booking agency in Sweden, right, that brought them over here. And long story short, he knew my Swedish producer, and that's kind of how I got it in the end. It's like, yeah.
Well, I think that's cool. I think that's great. That's a cool way to do it.
Yeah, and with no record company involved. There's just, it was just me looking at a poster like, yeah, that'd be cool to open for. Let's call them. Let's send a CD. And I think the 15th time I called the booking agency up to ask them if they listened to it, he told me on the other side, on the other end of the line, he said, yeah, what's this? I'm holding a CD. What is it for again? And I told him, well, Lady Antebellum, I know that you'll bring Lady Antebellum over. So I felt like a moron, I swear to God, when I was asking him. But I'm like, I think I would be the right fit to open for it. So take a listen and let me know what you think. So that's kind of how it went down,
And the rest is history.
Next thing you know, you're standing in front of 10,000 people.
The rest is a mystery, as we say, yeah.
There's no history, there's a mystery. That's pretty funny.
It's just mystery, yeah, exactly. Story of my life. But that was that story. Yeah, thanks for asking.
So what do? You play instruments, right?
Yeah, I play guitar and a little bit of piano, and I do some percussion too when I'm out touring on my own. But yeah, guitar and sing. So
how old were you How old were you when you started with your first guitar?
I was pretty late, actually. I was into sports for a long, long time when I grew up, and then I finally picked up the guitar at 16, 17, something like that.
Well, it must be that a lot of you guys, I guess I'll have to say younger guys, we've interviewed and talked to so many people that have started so later on in life. It always seems to me that to be as good as you are, it's like you started when you were 2 years old or something, and your music is totally awesome, and you sound like you've been doing it forever. So sometimes I'm kind of amazed that a lot of you guys start so much older. 20s and 30s is older to me, it's late to start something like that, and you're so good at it. It's just amazing how that happens.
Yeah, I guess for me, it's always been work ethic, you know, and also knowing that, like, okay, I'm, doing the math of it all. Like, okay, I've started a little bit later, so that means I got to work on it, like twice as hard as everybody else. You know, I got to try to write, better songs than everybody. I got to try to, as long as you try to cover all areas the best you can do, and that's it. And then also you just have to be a little bit crazy, I think, and out there and nuts to do what I do, which is moving from Sweden and go to America and think that you're going to come here and record with all the talent here. And you just have to be crazy sometimes and not think about how big the competition is when you finally get here and see how big the world really is when you come from your. I think I'm talking for everybody who just leaves and tries to do this thing, especially here, man, in Nashville. It's like, holy shit, there's everywhere. There are days in Nashville I'm standing like in the middle of a street and like, how am I going to do this? Everybody wants the same thing like I do. I mean, this is nuts. What am I even trying to do? You know,
just be yourself and go for it.
Yeah, not think about it. Exactly.
We have a listener in the chat, Dale. He wanted to know, will you ever add the Swedish nyckelharpa fiddle to any of your country songs?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Which I don't know what that is. Is that like an American kind of fiddle, just made different or something?
Swedish, dear, Swedish. Pay attention.
I know. I said, listen to what I'm saying to the man, will you?
So what, I think he's saying a nyckelharpa, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nickel. So the if I were to translate it directly, it would sound bad, but it's the direct what's it called? Well, anyways, it's a harp. It's an old Scandinavian instrument, and it's basically a harp, and it would go really well in country and singer-songwriter music. Absolutely.
Is it a stand-up? You sit behind it like you would a harp, or is it kind of?
No, it's smaller. Mix? It's smaller. It's smaller, I believe. So it kind of the feel. I would say it almost looks like from a distance. It could look like you're up there playing a fiddle, but I mean it's not. It's not near a fiddle or anything. But that's and you hold it. You don't hold it up on your. I don't think you rest it up on your neck. You rest it a little further down.
I never played images of you as a nice little cherub playing a harp.
Hey, how about that?
My mental images now. Killed it.
Please don't tell me you're ready to have cherubs yet. I'm looking at a picture of it. I see it kind of hangs like a guitar, but you use a bow on it like a fiddle. Yeah. But I see. I don't know what do you call them keys or is that like a guitar?
Yeah, kind of like almost. I don't know. I don't want to say too much because I don't know anything more. I don't know that much of the instrument, but it would be like you're saying keys as it was kind of like an accordion kind of thing. I don't know. It's just super weird. Let's just say that.
Yeah,
it sounds like 1,000 angels.
It's very alien looking. It looks like an alien of some sort.
Probably the alien brought it in from back in the Viking time, and someone picked it up. And
it's pretty
that's
cool.
Where it's probably from.
I think the cherub would get confused playing that.
yeah. But man, talk about an old Asian instrument that's probably been around since that's one of the oldest instruments I believe, like a harp like that.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool looking thing. Well, that certainly adds some interest to the band, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and there's a lot of. It's not that uncommon. I mean, I've seen there's a lot of bands and musicians that are using it over in Scandinavia, of course. I just haven't seen it here in Nashville. Maybe that'd be my new thing. Who knows?
Now, do you write any of your own music?
I do. I write my own music. I do also. Ever since I came to Nashville, I immediately took advantage of all the great writers here. So I'm also co-writing most of my songs, actually.
We listened to, for example, Miss This Town. Now, is that
yes.
Is that something you're promoting big? Is that...
Yeah, it's the title track from the latest EP, and that track was produced by a wonderful guy in Sweden called Håkan Mjörnheim. Sounds really Viking, don't it?
I guess.
Sounds like a mouthful.
I don't know any Vikings, so I can't say.
Right. So, but he produced the track, but it was mixed here in Nashville, and it just had to become the title track. But it's because I wrote it. I started writing that tune when, a couple of months after my grandfather passed away, who's also the inspiration for the song "Hold the Ground." So it's a lot of songs came after he passed that are sort of in the same vein. I just wanted something really more happy and upbeat, and it's about that, leaving your town and the people in it, but also look forward to new beginnings, sort of thing. So I was trying to look ahead and to when I was moving to Nashville and all of that after he passed.
Understood. Now, Live to Die Another Day. That's my kind of tune right there.
Oh, yeah. I love that tune, man. I started that with Johnny Garcia and Jimmy Mattingly, who are the boys who played with Garth Brooks. And, I remember we wrote it here in Nashville and went into the studio. And I think the band just, they played it once or twice through, a couple of tweaks, and that's it. That's mostly one take, that tune.
Oh, now that's awesome, because I love to watch bands play. I love to watch them in the studio, especially. And, sometimes they'll do something over and over and add tracks and repeat this and do that. And I'm just tickled to death when I see a band just go through a song and do it. And everybody gets that look on their face,
Right. And this EP has pretty much of that. It's like it's a band. It's like a classic band setup, and the songs work really, really great live too. And so that's the first time I've been in the studio in Nashville and see really how they cut albums or records here.
Pretty crazy.
They just go in and play it. Yeah. And then I was standing in the vocal booth, and the producer and John and the producer asked me, so how do you think it sounds? Do you think we need to change anything? And I just remember I got so nervous because everybody in the room can hear you. So I'm like, it's fine. Yeah, great. like the humble Swede I am, of course.
I think it sounds awesome, though, but I like a good upbeat tune like that. That's the plus for me, because I like anything that gets me moving.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, that track is cool to play live. Even on an acoustic. I did that track yesterday here. With just me and acoustic, and it's cool. So it gets people to get up in the room,
Do you tour or play bars or anything like that?
Yeah, I write a lot when I'm here in Nashville, and I do play doing the surrounding areas. I have played also at the Bluebird Cafe, which is super cool. I go to Memphis every now and then to play a little bit too. But mostly I'm writing here, and then when I go to tour for a longer period, then I go back to Norway and Sweden. I'm actually going back to Sweden tomorrow, which is crazy, and then I'll be back early September.
Hey, sing me something in Swedish.
Oh,
come on!
Wow, what song? I mean, I'm just reaching through the beautiful catalog of Swedish music. What should we do?
Well,
she wouldn't know what it is anyways. You could sing her Jingle Bells and she wouldn't know.
Sing me Jingle Bells. Sing me Jingle Bells in Swedish.
No, but I can sing. Maybe you recognize the melody of this tune. Ring, ring, bara du slår en signal. Ring, ring, ensam det är så total. That was an ABBA tune.
Oh, no. Swedish. I can't think which one that was. It's probably the only Swedish band I know, actually, ABBA.
Yeah.
And what song was that?
No, the song's called Ring, Ring, which means call.
Mm.
Yeah.
When you go back to Sweden now, do you go over there and do you perform?
I do, yeah. I perform in Sweden and Norway, and I also I also still write music in Sweden so that I could keep that pop sensibility in my music. I think that's important for me too.
And how?
So when you're over there, which language do you sing in? English?
Yeah, I do my tunes here, like I sing them here.
Do the Swedish understand English in music, or do a lot of Swedes understand English enough to keep up with the songs, or do they learn the songs? I mean, how does that work? How do you sing in English in a country where they don't really speak it, or do enough people speak English?
Oh, yeah. I mean, English is Sweden's second language, and you start learning it in fourth grade, and so and we're in Sweden, we're really lucky too, because when you grow up and you're watching TV and you're watching American or English movies or whatever, we subtitle everything, so there's no overdubbing in the language, if you know what I'm saying. So right. It's still the movie and we just subtitles. So we grow. I mean, compared to Germany, where they just overdub everything in German. So I think that's cool that they not overdub movies in Sweden, so that we can hear it when we grow up and follow along in the subtitles. So I think that's just a huge part of it. And but yeah, even though English is our second language, you can't compare it the way. I mean, of course, people can get moved when they hear a song in English in Sweden.
Right.
There's no doubt about it. But I mean, of course, it's a different thing. I mean, if I go back and I sing a song in Swedish, of course, that's going to translate more to them rather than I sing it in English. So I mean, I think it goes both ways.
Yeah, that's got to be. I just can't imagine, knowing two languages and hearing a song in both languages and being able to understand it either way.
Right, but I think the beauty is that I don't change like my set list radically wherever I go, which is cool. I keep kind of the same set list here as in Norway or Sweden, and so I think that's good. And I think that's why I got attracted to, as soon as I could, start writing in English, even if it sucked in the beginning, of course.
Now, can somebody like you turn Sweden into more country music kind of people?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it all depends if media gets interested, And so if I do well here, of course, then people in Sweden and media is going to start looking at what's going on with me over here, and
right.
and with the country scene, and so yeah.
A lot of artists over here become famous in other countries before they become famous here.
Yeah. I mean, there's no rules. You just got to find out how what your direction is going to be. I mean, it's which can be really hard sometimes.
Now, do you have your own band that goes out with you, or do you? Because in the studio, you use studio musicians, right?
Yeah, studio musicians and the producer. But I do play with. I play some really, really cool guys here in Nashville, and was my good friend now, who is a bass player from Sweden, but he's been living in Nashville for, I would say, almost 20 years. And but his name is Victor Broden, and then you got Anthony Rankin on guitar and Elton Charles on drums, and they all play in the same band with the country act Thompson Square. And so I'm fortunate whenever they're not playing with Thompson Square, they go out and play with me here. So that's cool. So I do both solo shows and band shows here in Nashville, and same goes in Sweden. We when we do band shows there, I have a separate band in Sweden.
Deborah in the chat room was just asking, do all the American ladies fall in love with you when you come over to America?
I hope there was more. So if she's leading on to something around that question, then yes, she's welcome. Absolutely.
There you go. We've set you up on a date.
Like Bugs Bunny
on the
said,
Yanki
you'll
and the
be
Brit show.
sorry.
Yeah, well, I don't really know. I'm a moron like any other guy. We never know when someone's interested. Doesn't matter if you're a musician on stage or if what you do. It's like, yeah, I don't know. How do you answer that question? I have no idea.
Do you get ladies throwing their underwear at you when you're on the stage?
Well, I've had that going on there was a time when I lived in Los Angeles. I remember there are pictures of bras hanging off of my mic stand, and man, I gotta dig through the old pictures and send you that. That's amazing. So, but that was when I was younger and good looking. So I mean that's ages ago.
Oh, come on. Now, this picture that we have of you that we made the promo picture with,
it's
the
where
poster.
I stood before day.
Is that your age? Do you look like that now, or is this a younger picture of you?
No, you're talking about when I'm standing on a like a rooftop.
Yeah.
If you don't look like that now, then I'm going to put your picture up on a dartboard and I'm going to throw those arrows at it.
As long as it's not as long as people don't throw eggs or tomatoes, I'm fine.
Tomatoes, we say tomato. Yes, in fact, how do Swedish people say tomatoes? Come on.
Tomato. Well, it's tomato in Swedish. It sounds ridiculous.
What? Say that again.
Tomato.
It sounds the same as tomato.
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 Well, at least if I go to Sweden, I can talk about food.
You can talk about tomato.
And how do you say potato?
Potatis.
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 But see some potatis and tomato.
Well, you got plenty of bras hanging around for all those tatas.
Right. Speaking of, I love tacos, man.
Now he sounds Mexican. I love tacos, man.
Yeah.
Stuff.
How do you swear in Swedish? Kelly and that certain song that I was telling you about. She's always demanding that song when she comes on the show. How do we tell her to get lost in Swedish?
How to swear? Well, in what situation am I swearing? I'll try to do. I'll try to do my bad acting.
How do we say "sling her up, you grotty old bag"?
Vad fan, kom igen nu, din jävla gamla strunt.
Oh. That means don't ask for
She
that
got as
song
far
again,
as the
Kelly.
first syllable. That was about it.
Yeah. But man, I'm rusty in swearing in Swedish. I gotta go back and practice some. I'm starting to get rusty.
Well, the reason I was asking about the picture, anyways, if I go back to my subject for a minute.
I'm not done yet. When you're in Sweden,
Yes, you're done now. Stop! I'm talking over
when
here.
you're in Sweden, do you talk in Swedish or do you talk like you're talking to us, or do you actually say, or well, when you go back to
does he
Sweden,
talk in English or Swedish?
Yes. Will you go and ask for a potato, or will you go and ask for a potato while you're in Sweden?
I would ask for a potatis. Yeah. In Swedish.
So you would speak in Swedish when you was in Sweden, and you would talk in American when you're in America.
Yeah, doesn't that make sense?
Well, kind of.
I kind of think so, but what do I know?
Kind of.
Yeah.
But I wondered whether some of your the way you talking now would rub off on you while you're over there.
No. Well, I just I freak out every time I come back to the States because my English is so rusty that I almost to a point where I'm almost afraid of calling up friends. I'm really weird. So the first week I'm back in the States, I just text people because I want to get into the language again. And especially, man, if I'm trying to, I never make any business calls like the first week or two when I'm back because I'm just so afraid that it's gonna who is this I'm talking to? It doesn't sound like the guy who left,
Well,
and that's true. It's a true story. I get freaked out with that shit.
Well, I'll tell you what I did. You know what these guys are calling kettle chips over here? Those, you know what I mean by kettle chips?
I do not. Please fill me in.
Tell him what.
It's a potato chip.
Yeah, but the kind of.
Oh yeah.
It's the kettle cooked potato chips. They're just crinkly and crusty and.
They're all bent. And
okay.
Anyway, because in the UK I call them crisps. So and a chip is what you would is a
French fry,
like a French fry but fatter. So when
We
I
said
went,
chips.
yeah, so when I went in a restaurant over here, and it wasn't that long ago, in fact, so I should be used to it really. And I actually asked for, I think I asked for some like chicken and chips. So they actually brought out to me some chicken and some of your
Potato
American potato chips. So
Wow. How was that?
I never imagined
But
that
that
they'd
was-
actually bring out a packet of bloody crisps out of my plate.
Right, but that was very it was very professional of them to bring out what you asked for. You know, that was his job or her job.
Yes.
Oh, it's been a hell of a time trying to
love
teach
that.
her English, I can tell you that.
That was me thinking,
Yeah.
oh, I'm going to get a nice big
But-
plate of chunky chips that I can dip in some ketchup.
I wanna ask you a couple of questions. Well, how did y'all meet?
Oh, I was like one of those dialer bride things. Randy
Oh,
thought he
get
was
out.
getting a chick with a dick, and he got me. I don't know.
Well, that wasn't too bad, was it?
Now, do you want to tell him the
seem to
truth?
get along- you seem to get along fine.
No, I
mean,
hate
from
when
what
she
I
does
can.
that. I'm going to kill her. Actually, I've been doing this radio show for about 5 or 6 years, and she somehow
Oh wow, cool.
she somehow stumbled on it in Britain, and next thing you know, we talked for, what, 2-3 years?
Yeah, 3 years or
3 years. We video chatted for hours on end and talked and carried
Oh,
on.
wow.
And finally, she decided
That's amazing.
she was coming over here, and she came over, and we got married, and it's been 2 3/4 years now.
And now it feels like we've been married for like 25 years.
Hey!
Way.
And we
That's-
sing
that's a
songs
great
and all
tune.
sorts of stuff, don't we?
Yeah, we do all kinds of crazy shit. We have a lot of fun. I mean, it's a relationship like a lot of others. You know, it has its ups and downs, but basically, we have a lot of fun.
Oh, that's amazing. Have you guys traveled abroad to?
I've traveled with some
Europe?
broads, but I've never traveled abroad.
Hey, that's I like that. I'm gonna steal that line.
I've never been. No, Donna has been to Turkey and a few other places.
Yeah, I've
I
been to
guess.
France. I've been to.
Well, that's not exactly abroad, though, is it? From England, though, to go in those places? I mean, to me, abroad means go crossing over an ocean. So coming over here is
Well, I
abroad,
didn't
but
exactly swim to
I
France.
don't mean
did I?
here. I mean other places besides Turkey. You know, those are all drivable places for you, aren't they?
Well, the Scotland. I've been to Scotland so many times. And Wales, you can drive there.
Oh,
But I went to Ireland. You have to fly there or go on a boat. It'll take
Wow.
about 3 days on a boat.
I'd love to see Scotland and Ireland. But I was just going to tell you guys. I wanted to tell you some of the stops I did in Texas. I did an acoustic tour a couple years back, and we played Tyler, Texas.
Oh, right,
and-
okay.
I played Dallas one night. I love Dallas. I've never been back since. There was something about it. It was really cool. And then the last stop before we went, I got to tell you this story. The last stop was El Paso, Texas. Was the last stop of the tour, and I was opening for this Canadian act, and we walked into this little bar, and in El Paso, looked around, and was only big guys, sitting there, and they didn't look that, I would say, excited that it was going to be. Nobody knew there was going to be music that night. So the manager goes, "Hey, I mean, if you want to shoot back to, her manager, the headline manager told me, if you want to go back to LA, we can shoot out and we'll be home early." And I'm like, no, this is good. This is a challenge. So I went up there, started playing. There was a couple of guys that actually threw, not at my face, but they threw garlic and tomatoes, back to the tomatoes. And they threw that, so I felt as I was playing, what's that, like hitting my legs when I'm playing. So they were up, and it's a credible memory. But I stuck my ground, and I had this sing-along song that I knew. I looked down in the set, and I'm like, okay, in 3 songs, I'm going to get everybody here to sing along. And it's just so amazing, I think, that I never experience anything like it because I started playing that tune that I knew was super catchy. And the big guys and the bikers at the end, they were all like standing up and applauding, and and the headline, the headline act, her manager went, "Oh no, this means we got to go on after him too." You know, so that's my El Paso story. It's anybody listening from El Paso, just incredible.
It wasn't one of those places with a cage in front of the stage, was it?
And well, it was almost, and also let me tell you, there was one girl, the one sweetheart in the middle of it all these guys, and Lord knows you couldn't make eye contact with her because that would mean problem, man. So it was cool. That was my little El Paso experience there for your.
So the vampires stayed away from you that night after all that garlic.
They stayed away, and then, but I never got invited back again. So I don't know that leads me. Yeah, but I did it, and I'm just saying, like it's challenges, whatever it is, just go for it. Who cares?
Yeah, but you know what? It's a memory you can always have.
It is.
If it's nothing else, you got that. We're about 70 miles north of Dallas. You should get down to Austin, too, is another good place to go play.
Yeah, I lived there. I was going to get to that. I lived in Austin. I went back and forth shortly for a while we're talking 2005, 6, something like that. A great time in Austin. I stayed in Cedar Park at a friend's house and, played some bars and just having a really, really great time. I got really lucky to play with Double Trouble, Stevie Ray Vaughan's backup band.
Yeah.
It was really cool to meet with the drummer Chris and the bass player and have them as a backup band for a song I did. There's also a radio station, KLBJ, Austin's rock classic, I think it's called, and I did some radio there, and yeah.
But now that you're in Nashville, have you met any other, for lack of a better word, famous, if you will, country musicians?
Yeah, I see quite a few, but it's just not a big deal here. There's no. I mean, if Keith Urban and Nicole Kidman would go to have dinner, nobody would know about it because there's no paparazzis here in Nashville. Nobody cares.
Wow.
So it's so laid back that it's almost scary laid back here. So the stars, you would have to look, twice to really see them because it's nobody bugs them. They can just sit in the corner at a restaurant and.
Well, I used to live outside of Nashville, and I met a few that were wandering around there that lived outside of Nashville. They lived out in the country, out around where I lived, out west of the city. And, they were all very nice people. I mean, there was always a few stuck-up ones, but for the most part, when you run into them one-on-one and just start bullshitting with them, most of them are very nice people. But when you get them in a crowd, it's a whole different thing, which is just strange how they turn on that invisible shield. I guess I can't blame a lot of people. You get too famous, it's probably annoying after a while, I would think.
Yeah, and I always think that the people in LA, I guess, or the other major cities where paparazzi is a thing. The artists or the famous people who are complaining about, I can't get away from, just move because nobody would care if you go to if you would go to Alaska or Nashville. But I think some of the famous artists, they feed off of that paparazzi, even though they complain about them all the time. But this is
where would they be without them?
The place to get famous. Nashville is the place to get famous. So for anyone who's looking to be famous, because no one bugs anyone here.
Where would everybody be without the paparazzi, though? Because nobody would know what's going on if they didn't. So that so they would be forgotten, like many have.
Yeah, and I would think, I don't know. It's just a different approach. Some artists they need that. They need that to be in the magazines and paparazzis and every day, and and some just want to play music and do their thing, and like Keith Urban or Brad Paisley and all of those guys. They don't care about the rest, which is cool.
Not too much of anybody caring about anybody anymore. Hey, we don't want to keep you all night, but I got a few.
This was fun.
I'm not done with you yet. Deborah in the chat room wants you to say her name in Swedish.
What's her name in English?
Deborah.
Okay, so here it goes. Are you ready?
Ready?
Deborah.
I was so hoping that's what you were going to do.
Same thing. It's the same thing, darling.
Can you do the Swedish chef thing?
Oh, I can't. No. Hey, you've been talking to him for the last hour. So how about that?
Does it bother you when people make jokes about you being Swedish or anything, or are you okay with that?
No, I love it because everybody seems to respect and love Sweden. From especially from the music side of things. Everybody's like, wow, Sweden. It's like where they do all the pop music and I mean, of course, the big bands ABBA and Roxette and
right.
Europe and Hammerfall, and the list goes on. I mean, there's artists that the people have to remind me that they're Swedish, that I had no idea of. So it's really cool. I mean, and so it's all endearing.
That's good that you say that. I mean, I do a lot of different weird voices and pick on people and things, and not one bit of it is meant to harm anybody. It's all in fun.
Well, go on.
Some people
do
take
the
it
Swedish
so serious.
chef for your husband.
Yeah, do it.
And you just play the music. If you play the music, then we dance.
It's like just like hearing myself. I could just listen to this recording and then there it is of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we need to fix that, okay? Because that's German. There's no ja in Sweden. We say.
Oh, I'm so glad you told him.
Wait a minute, listen.
So we got to fix this now. So say ja.
Ja.
That's Swedish. But a lot of people think that we walk around and say yeah, but that's not Sweden. That's more German.
That almost sounds Amish.
It does sound Amish.
Ja.
Yeah, give me patata and tomato.
Ja.
It's easier to do the German thing, Und das ist gut, ja?
Yeah, so saying, if you say ja, that's basically saying, yeah, that's right. It's basically the same thing. I don't know why we repeat the ja. It's ridiculous, but we do.
Well,
so
the Scottish aren't any better. The Scottish, is it the Scots?
It's the Irish. Yeah.
It's the Irish, don't you know?
Yeah, the Irish go, to be sure. That's why a leprechaun wears 2 condoms. To be sure.
I haven't still. I got to go visit Ireland someday.
Yeah, you got to try Guinness because it really does make you poo black. Irish Guinness does anyway.
Wow, that sounds. That sounds inviting.
No.
You have to have a pint of Guinness just to see if it makes you poo black.
Silence! I'm practicing my yaws.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you sound really like a.
He almost sounds
gentleman
Swedish.
from Sweden all of a sudden.
Ja.
Ja.
And now we're stealing the Viking boat.
Stealing the Viking boat, yeah.
If I could say
that
in
good.
Swedish.
Yeah, I'm glad I could learn you a thing or two during this hour, right?
Ja.
Yeah.
Now I sound like a friggin' Swedish retard. Ja.
Yeah. Well, after all, I'm going home tomorrow, so I mean, yeah, it's.
Well, when you get there, when you get off the plane, and you see the large crowds greet you. Just tell them that the Yankee and the Brit said, "Ja."
Oh, I will most definitely.
I
most
didn't.
Definitely.
You did, you dumbass.
Hey,
Yeah.
what's her name? Is
What?
from the Queen.
The Queen of
Of
Norway.
Norway. What's her
yeah,
name?
Silji.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's from Norway. She lives very close to the green sky.
We're still trying to figure out how to pronounce her name. It's Silje, I think. Silji?
Yeah, she always
Well, I
says
can see-
Silja.
Pardon me?
I'll send a few tweets out, see if we can get her on the show instead.
She's around there somewhere. She used to come to the show
Yeah.
quite a bit. We haven't heard from her in a while.
Well, I have to start listening to you now and see what you're up to. I enjoyed the hell out of this hour. I know that for sure.
Well, then let's end it with some questions I have for you.
The
And you shut up over there.
boring 10 questions.
This is my show now. Shut up.
All right, be nice now, guys. Be nice.
John Rooney just said,
better.
"La Randy no gra bra engelskatak." What the hell is that?
I would understand if I saw it, and because I can't understand the way you pronounce it.
I know. I can't either. It even has the punctuation, too. It's the L-A-R and the 2 dots over the A.
Lad.
Randy, my name, of course. And it says M-A with like I think it's a little, like a degree mark, a 0 over top of it.
It says, learn
N-A-G-R-A.
Randy
Okay.
some good English, thanks.
Oh, what'd you do? She cheated.
Okay. Lad, more. Read it to me.
La Randy, Nagra or N-A-G-R-A, Bra, Engelska, E-N-G-E-L-S-K-A, Tak. Donna translated it on Google already.
Yeah.
Teach me some good English is what she said it says.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Engelska?
Engelska is English. Yes.
Maybe John spelled
So
something wrong.
Lad is learn.
Okay, then learn Randy. N-A-G-R-A.
Mm-hmm.
Nagra? Nagra?
M-A-N-G. Mong. So wait. So it's an M-A with a dot over it.
Right.
Yeah.
G-R-A.
And
Nagra.
N-G-A.
N-A-G-R-A.
Maybe the word is
Oh.
some.
Oh, Nogra.
Nogra. That
Nogra.
could be, that could be it. Nogra. La Randy
That's a
Nogra.
Couple. That's a couple.
Bro.
English words.
B-R-A. Bro.
Bra. Good.
Engelska. E-N-G-E-L-S-K-A, which we assume is English. And Tak. T-A-C-K. Tak.
Thanks.
Which is thanks? How do you say thanks?
Tack.
That's it.
That's it. It's so simple. It almost got too confusing there
Yeah.
for a while, but I think we steered it back.
Ja.
I was kidding.
Ja.
Yeah.
Das ist gut.
Yeah, exactly.
Das ist gut.
Now we're in Germany again. No.
Und
You were
sprechen
doing
die
so
Deutsch.
good.
Und sprechen die
You were doing
Deutsch.
so good, man.
Randy always ends up in Germany, and I say, no, that. If you're Dutch,
Yeah.
not in German, all these things.
But it's a learning process. I have faith in you.
I always thought other languages are pretty cool, even German, even though a lot of people, you talk about Germany and they freak out Nazis and they all go crazy. I think it's a gorgeous language, I think they sound
Oh,
cool when
it
they
is.
talk,
And Germany is a beautiful country. I've been to Munich one time, and I would love to go there more. Unfortunately, I have to go to this small little country called United States of America all the time.
No, sorry about that.
When I do have the time, I would love to see a little more of Europe too. That'd be amazing.
Well, my dad was stationed in Austria, right by the mountains there somewhere, an American base that was there right after the Korean
Oh,
War.
cool.
And he just
That's
said
where
he said it was absolutely the most beautiful place he'd ever seen.
Yeah, that's where my last name is from, Meyer.
Really?
Yes.
Isn't that interesting?
Hmm.
Now, what
I'm
is
all
that-
over the map.
What is
It's
it?
just-
Before Randy asks you the
Yeah.
10 boring questions, where
10
can
boring
we
questions.
find your music?
Good question.
Oh, everywhere on Spotify, Facebook, Twitter. Check out my YouTube. I have some new cool videos there.
Yeah, I watched a couple
but
of them.
I think this. Did you see the one, the Live to Die one? There's a really hot chick in it. I'm just saying.
Meant to die?
Never mind the hot
Uh,
chicks. What about the hot guys with wearing a nice pair of jeans and a tight backside?
Hey,
Never mind the
That
women.
might. So we're putting out a video for Nothing on You, and hopefully you get something to look forward to there. Yeah.
What was that song you asked about? Or you mentioned?
What did I ask about now?
You said on YouTube, and you said, was it called Meant to Die? Is that what you said?
The one with the hot chick in it.
Yeah, did you see the video? For Live to Die Another Day?
Live to
song
Die
you
Oh,
like?
no, I didn't see the video. We just got the songs that, was it Kelly sent them? Whoever sent them?
You have to type in "Live to Die Another Day."
And you also check out the video for Holy Ground. It's super cool for the listeners. Also, I went down to my hometown, and I had some old footage of Grandpa that we included in the video, and it's really, really, really cool done. What was I going to say? I'm talking too much.
Not at all.
Yeah, well, when it comes to listening, I just send everybody to Spotify for the big source of music. But I'm on iTunes, and I also, if you go to my website, jamiemeyer.net, there are physical CDs, and I do sell. I have there's a deluxe version of Mrs. Town EP that you can only get from the website. So check out that too.
Maybe you could send us an autographed one sometime.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll do that right away.
We'll put it in the Yankee and the Brit Hall of Shame.
Yeah.
And we really do have a hall of shame, and it's mostly our mess-ups and things from our
I
jobs.
made it. I made it.
I made it. I'm on the Yankee and the Brit's Wall of Shame. Oh,
So,
you
question
sad,
number
sad
9.
little man. Go ahead, what?
Question 9? Or did you have?
We've not even started question 1 yet. Oh my gosh.
What are you talking about? Oh,
He
no,
says
I'm
question
ready.
9.
I'm ready now if the wife will shut up. Okay,
Oh, okay.
question number 1.
Yes.
What is your favorite word?
Love.
Jan? Like Jan Hammer?
Love, he said.
Oh, love.
Love.
Oh, love.
You're like, I never heard that before.
I haven't, really. Number 2, what is your least favorite word?
Recoupable.
Recoupable?
Yeah.
Is that
I
even
hate
a
it.
word?
Yeah. Recoupable means that the money needs to go back to the record company.
I see why you don't like that word.
Yes. Recoupable. Watch out in the contract.
Recoupable, to get back the equivalent of, to recoup one's losses by a lucky investment. Well, good luck with that.
We don't like
Okay.
that word either.
Number 3. What turns you on?
Ladies.
Number,
What turns me off? Ladies.
number 4, what turns you off?
Ladies.
Well, the next one should have an interesting answer then. Number 5, what sound do you love?
Ladies.
I love the sound of new
Screaming
Correct.
ladies.
audio mix. This is okay. I have to go a little bit nerdy on this one. The sound of the first mix when you first hear it, when the producer first said, "Here's your song."
Oh, that's the one that really tells you what's going on, huh?
Yeah, I love that.
Number 6, what sound do you hate?
Didn't we go over that? No, we didn't.
Well,
I
I
hate-
thought it was the lady screaming is what turned you on and turned you off, and that's the sound you loved, and I thought that's the sound you hate, but now we don't know what you hate.
I hate. I don't know, pain. Someone's being hurt in general. I guess.
Is that right
That's
up
kinda
there
horrible,
with? Is
isn't
that
it?
right up there with screaming babies?
That rates up there with the word recoupable.
Ah, it's okay. Yeah. It's okay with screaming babies, not just on a 8-hour flight, maybe. Then I'm starting to,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Number 7, what is your favorite curse word? And give it to me in American and English, or in American and Swedish.
It was probably,
It's internet radio. Say what you want.
well, it's probably a good old holy fuck.
Well, how do you
And
say
then
that in Swedish?
Swedish,
Do it in your Swedish
Fan.
chef voice.
fan också.
How do you say it?
Fan också.
Oh, I'm not even going to try to do that. Can't understand
But
it
that's
clearly.
more like, God damn it, fan också.
All right.
Something like that.
Number
Yeah.
8, what profession
Number
other
8.
than yours would you like to attempt?
Well, I know what I would have done if it wasn't for music. I would have been driving an ambulance at night and then being a soccer pro goalkeeper do daytime. So I would combine
You had
being
me
a
at
pro
soccer
soccer
pro.
goalkeeper, soccer goal pro with driving an ambulance. Very weird, but that would be my profession.
Have you ever watched the movie Mother Jugs and Speed?
Oh my gosh! What
I have not.
Go
Just
look
yet.
it up. Go look it up and watch it.
I
It's
will.
probably on YouTube, I would guess.
Send it to me
Mother
after, 'cause I
Jugs
will
and
forget.
Speed. Mother Jugs and Speed. It's got Bill Cosby in it. You'll
Oh,
love,
sweet.
You'll love it. And he doesn't rape anybody either.
Okay, good. Wow, that's good.
And what profession would you not like to do?
I got Mother Jugs. Have you seen them?
Politician.
Oh, I hear you. Final question, number 10, and we'll get you out of here. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you get to the pearly gates?
Nice try. Welcome.
Nice try.
And then welcome.
Nice
That's
try,
it.
dude. You screwed it all up, but nice try.
Or nice try, here's your White Russian.
Or did you have to go to the Yankee and the Brit show before you got here? I'm debating sending you to hell now.
You were on the Yankee and the Brit show. What's the matter
I
with
would
you?
love White Russian mixed by the hands of God. How about that? That would be amazing to taste.
That'd
Don't you
probably give him something to think about.
Yes. Yeah.
That's it. We're done.
What would be the first,
Oh, I love it.
What would be the first 5 things you would do if you woke up tomorrow with a vagina?
Oh, I would try it out. And then I would, that's it. I would try it out 5 times.
What would you say to your girlfriend then? Give me some dick.
No, I would, I don't know. I would just,
Honey, check this out.
I probably would just sit up in bed and then, wow, this is strange. And then I would just get on with it and just go do what I did yesterday.
I always thought maybe I'd try to get as much cash as I could make in my 24 hours.
Would you not wake up and go,
Well,
holy shit, I got a furry axe wound?
Yeah. Who come up with this? Are these who come up with these questions? That last one was amazing.
The last
I'll
one
take
is
that.
which one are you talking about? The heaven exists or the vagina one?
Vagina.
Donna came up with that one.
Because I told you random
Oh, yeah,
questions get
of
way
course.
too boring for me.
She started that one with Billy Lord quite a while back, and I try to tame her a little bit, but it's like taming a wild
Billy
lion.
Lord said the first thing he would do would get a bikini wax. I mean,
Oh, that's good.
all
That's
the
smart.
pain, all the pain.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's not do that. Well, it's been good, guys.
Marvelous.
I love it.
Yeah.
love this.
Yeah. Been good.
Yeah,
Now do you
absolutely.
understand how we got the dates wrong?
The date's wrong? Oh, yeah. I could. Yeah. That was the first. I never experienced somebody taking a whole month wrong. That's impressive. I like it.
It's totally
That's
done.
when I knew I'm gonna love this. I'm gonna love this interview. So, yeah.
You don't look Swedish in your pictures on YouTube.
He's wearing a chef hat, look.
I know. Look how they got the chef hat. You don't look Swedish. You look. You don't have any blonde hair. What's up with that?
I know. It's all fake. Well, I'm half Swedish, so I've been lying this whole hour.
What's
I'm
the
just
other half?
Swedish.
What's the other half?
So the other half is from my dad, and that's Macedonian, former Yugoslavia.
Oh, let's talk
So,
about that. So when they discovered the world, never mind.
Yeah, that's from my. But anyway, he.
John
So,
Mooney
yeah,
in the
he
chat
got-
room said, "Who come up with the transgender questions?"
Exactly. Yeah. It's So yeah, I can feel this going off the rails now, so I'm starting to love it even more.
Good luck
But
with that.
don't you have any other guests? I mean, there's probably tons of other guests that's just waiting to want me to get off the freaking phone here and, want you to get on with the show, right? So
No.
I gotta.
No, Kelly Lee Phillips said you stuck
You
with
don't-
him for the night.
You don't care. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
It's all we
But
can
yeah,
handle.
I love my favorite of the day. I would say, just to wrap it up here. Not that it's my show or anything, but the gates of heaven. Nice try. Here's your White Russian. What a wonderful
Are
beginning
you still on question
of a
10?
new journey.
Is that your favorite drink or your favorite woman?
white. That's good. Man, there's so many lines I'm going to steal from you. I'm going to try that tonight in the bar.
Well, it never hurts to ask, comrade, whether you is liking this white woman or the white Russian woman or just a little vodka.
I love it.
Vodka is good for you.
What is the good Lord going to say to you guys when you show up in heaven? Go.
He'll throw me back in.
He's going to throw her back in.
Yeah, he'll throw me back in.
I've never gave it any thought. I really can't even imagine what the hell he might say to me. Probably something to the effect of, "What the hell is wrong with you?"
Yeah, what is wrong with you? Yeah.
Well, I think me and Randy was thrown together to torment each other and to torment the rest of the world on the airwaves. So maybe we was here for a purpose.
That's true.
Some purpose.
That could be, yeah.
More like a porpoise.
That sounds good. Yeah. I hope stay out of the thunder, man.
Oh, we're fine. We're 500 miles away from that storm.
Okay.
We're not even hardly going to get a trickle of rain, so not a problem here. But I sure feel bad for them. 30-some inches of friggin' rain down there. I haven't heard much about it yet, but I'm sure it'll all come out here over the next few days.
Yeah.
Not good. Anyways, you come to Texas, look us up.
Good. Oh, I will. And I will, I'd love to send you a CD and send me a link or a picture of that movie. I'll go and watch it.
Yeah, okay. We'll do. Absolutely.
Yeah.
What was it called?
All right, guys.
Taylor Jugs and Speed.
Tits, Jugs and Speed.
Well, keep being crazy and awesome. Signing off here from Nashville, I guess.
You're a good
Let me know
man.
if you come to Nashville.
You're a good man. Thank you very much.
Good night.
I am a good man. Thank you.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Jamie Meyer. What a cool dude, man. Here's a tune. Live to Die Another Day.
Maybe someday I'll grow up, but for today I'm gonna push my luck. Chase the